I like to come down to this beach to take a walk and to think about where I've been and where I'm going. It's important to remember what you've been through and how you can apply this to where you're going next. But it's also important we don't dwell too much on the mistakes we made and the errors that we did. It'll slow you down. Back in the 1990s, I made a huge mistake about someone who was in love with me, but I thought I wasn't. And I made a big mistake about knowing who I am. So I try to avoid that today from those lessons learned. I wanted to tell others about this, so the best way I felt was to make a speech about this. Been a member of Toastmasters for about 10 years, so speaking is a way of storytelling, a way of telling people about something that happened to yourself that they can learn from. So I did that, and I want you to see that speech and reflect on your own life and how you too can avoid making too many mistakes, and more important, to learn to forgive yourself for making those mistakes.
Sometimes it takes a crisis. Sometimes it takes a crisis. Lenny Jensen.
Who are you? Have you ever given much thought to that question? I've read we're nothing more than a collection of habits and beliefs lurking in our subconscious, and you may not even be aware of some of these habits and beliefs until something happens that takes you completely by surprise. Well, it took me by surprise. Can we ever really know who we are? Can we ever change who we are? Yes, we really can, but sometimes it takes a crisis. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, come with me back to the 1990s. I was doing great. I managed to score myself a job in a French company at age 46, and I no longer had to beg my clients to get paid. I even got paid to go on vacation. I had a tall, blonde, beautiful girlfriend, and I was a free spirit and a drinking man. Great French wines, handmade margaritas, single malt whiskeys, whatever I wanted. My life was all about me. But something was about to happen that would change my life forever, because I didn't know who I was. My girlfriend of 6 years wanted to get married and have children. I didn't. I was a free spirit and a drinking man. My mother said I should marry her. Her mother said I should marry her. She said I should marry her. But no, I'm a free spirit and a drinking man. Then one day, I found out just how free I could be. She left me, and my whole world suddenly fell apart. And it was here I learned I wasn't the person I thought I was. And it was here I learned about the real me. And it was here I learned that I really loved this woman. I cried for a week. I tried everything to get her back, but she was already with someone else. I couldn't take it, and I turned to drinking my sorrows away. And things got worse and worse and worse. If I opened a bottle of wine, I'd finish it. Then it was on to scotch. The bottles, they just kept piling up. They were everywhere. The drinking all night, the hangovers in the morning, and I was lucky I didn't lose my job. This went on for 6 months, and I decided I had to try something. Have you ever been to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting? I decided I had to try something, so I found myself pacing back and forth in front of the door of the meeting. The meeting already started, and I was still pacing back and forth. Was I going to go in or not? I went in. They took me in. They knew where I was coming from because they had all been there before. At an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, before you speak, you give your name and you say who you are. Hi, I'm Lenny. I'm an alcoholic. Their system is total abstinence. Difficult, but it works. And I'll never forget how many of them told me, if you get that urge to drink again, just call me, we'll talk. I went to meetings for about a year, and then I stopped. But I didn't have another drink for the next 13 years. These days, it's wine with a meal, a beer with a friend. I'm no longer a drinking man. And I'm no longer a free spirit, but rather a social spirit. I met someone about 7 years ago, and I have a very different outlook on who I am and my relationship. Love is a verb, and sometimes it requires a lot of work. I had a hard lesson, but I managed to change a few things. And you can too. That urge to drink comes back sometimes, but it's no longer part of who I am. I'm a dreamer. I need to think a lot about what I'm doing and where I'm going. I'm a sailor. I have a sailboat, and I need a strong, healthy body. And I'm a social spirit. I need love, friendship, human companionship. You can change who you are, but sometimes it takes a crisis. You can work on those habits and beliefs lurking in there, but it won't be easy, and you're going to have to get some help to do it. But in the end, remember, it's only you who can change you. So don't wait until you're on your deathbed. Start now and find the answer to that question. Who are you? Mr. Chair.